All right.
That's what we used to.
Hey! So we're live.
Oh, we are. Look, the
Yeah,
numbers rolling.
there's 0 people watching, so no one's hearing me give you this warning. But yeah, we Jason and Amos and I agreed to just live stream one of these so you can see how it works. This is not a video show, so we're going to be looking down a lot. But you know, we thought we'd give you a little behind the scenes.
Yeah, always fun. Now, is this going to be still accessible after the fact, or is this just
That's a good
purely
question.
live thing?
We could take it down and give it only to the patrons, or we could just let everybody see it. I'd say we let
it doesn't bother
everybody
me
see
either
this
way.
one. If we do it in the future, it might not be. What do
you
think?
know the great part about that question is most of the people watching this already know that answer.
That's true. They're like, well, I'm watching it right now.
I'm watching
Daredevil
on
doesn't know the
YouTube.
answer, but
That's true. It's a good point.
neither does G. James B. Fred
Wow.
819. Now we got
See?
we got people.
There's 3 of you commenting, and I'm seeing 4 total. So
Yeah.
only one of you has nothing to say. Well, there
No,
you
now
are.
Ryan is. Now we got all of them. Now we know you all by name. Oh, there's a 5th. We have no idea who that is.
Now there's more people coming in here. Who invited the general public? Oh, that was us.
Oh yeah, we did that with a notification. Hopefully.
1,000 viewers. 5,000 viewers? What is going on? 10,000 viewers?
That's too much.
1 billion simultaneous streams. That's what we're looking for here, folks. 1 billion simultaneous streams. We want to crash LinkedIn and make him regret ever having the possibility to have live video.
Yeah, right. Okay, so I'm just kind of looking through just to make sure
Yeah,
that I
okay.
didn't miss any assignments or anything like that.
Gotcha.
Looks like we are good.
For those that are watching, what's going to happen basically is today is Jason's writing day, so Jason is going to take the lead. Tom will come in as the co-host. I will be disappeared in the background taking notes as we go along. For any major gaffes that I need to trim out during the edit process, hopefully there won't be any. We can just go live to tape. And then we got a pre-roll that is coming in that we recorded yesterday afternoon. That'll go into the final, but you won't see it here.
Yeah.
And some of the sounders, things like that, all that should be from Tom, so that should be working, I guess. I'm guessing Tom's going to do it since he's here. And then
like
there might be some additional audio that I find with some of the stories before I finally go and publish it. But that is to be determined.
Yeah.
So that's what's going on.
Anybody know if there's a Spotify logo sound?
or
Let
a
us know in
Pebble
the chat,
or a Pebble boot up sound, something like that,
or a Pebble notification sound?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
or something specific to Blue Sky, like a Blue Sky sounder or something.
Yeah, or a good Blue Sky video where somebody's like, "Hey, it's my first video on Blue Sky." Maybe I could just make one. And post it.
We can
I'll
crowdsource
do
that.
I'll do that.
All right,
with my
everybody,
hands.
make a video, and the first thing that you'll say is,
If you there you go. It's a race. If you want to be in the briefing today as a sounder,
Oh, that's-
go and
that's a
make
good way
Blue
to
do
Sky
it. Smart.
video real quick.
That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah, send
post
us
it
the
in the
link.
chat. Yeah, post it in the chat or email it. Well, no, just post it in the chat because that's what I'll see. And the first one to make a video that is very short and very easy to use will may get used in their briefing today.
May.
Will may get.
Yeah,
Will may possibly.
That's the future
almost certainly,
imperfect,
but I don't know.
implausible tense.
Future imperfect, implausible. Yep. I'm not making any promises, but that would be really cool, and I would love to do that because I love including the audience.
Nobody's going to do that, Amos. Not a single person watching this right now would ever do that.
We're gonna get
And
5.
please-
There's gonna be a bonus roll at the end of today's episode of just the quick hits of people
Of all
doing
the
it.
people who did it.
Because I do love having my Easter eggs at the end of episodes as well. So,
Nice.
all right. All that being said, I think the gentlemen are ready. I'm gonna shut up and disappear and let them get on with their thing, and we'll see how it goes.
Cool.
Remember, gentlemen, we have what was the time on that?
Andrew Main.
Time on that is
Yeah,
10
it
minutes.
is TRT 9:35.
Okay, so we have 21 minutes, roughly.
20 minutes.
20 minutes.
Because if you go
Okay.
to 21, you're going to start cutting over already.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we got this.
All right.
What's up, Clinton? All right, Let's do it.
Oh, good. Clinton's here. We can start. All right, here we go.
Yep.
3, 2.
This is the Daily Tech News for Tuesday, January 28th, 2025. We tell you what you need to know, follow up on the context of those stories, and help each other understand.
Today, Andrew Main tells us whether DeepSeek is worth all the hype and an email about why humanoid robots are worth the effort.
I'm Jason Howell.
I'm Tom Merritt.
Let's start with what you need to know with the big story. All right, if you thought the Pebble watch was a throwback to a simpler time in the world of wearables, well, you would be right. But people are very nostalgic, I'm sure you know this, Tom, for the trend-setting smartwatch brand that launched way back at 2012. Those people might actually be very happy to hear that the Pebble watch is coming back, baby. Eric Migalkowski is Pebble's founder, and he announced on the RePebble launch page that the smartwatch is returning thanks to the efforts of a small team who's working closely with Eric to rekindle the glory days of the original hardware. Some of the features of this new smartwatch effort, and what they're chasing anyways, include an always-on e-paper screen, Pebble's notably long battery life, those wonderful hardware buttons that you don't need to look at the screen in order to know what you're doing, and a robust and comprehensive user experience that includes many of the functions that we've come to expect from smartwatches since Pebble's launch. Because you got to remember, Pebble was kind of there in the beginning, and so set the trend for a lot of other wearables that we use today. Migalkowski says the new watch is in development and will have similar specs and features as the Pebble watch, along with, quote, some fun new stuff as well. That's not all. Migalkowski also announced that Pebble OS, which is the operating system that drove the unique smartwatch line, is being open sourced by Google. And just to kind of explain this a little bit, Fitbit bought Pebble's IP back in 2016 when Pebble kind of started to go away, followed by Google's acquisition of Fitbit in 2021. So essentially, Google has all of that Pebble IP. Migalkowski says he was able to convince, quote, friends at Google to make the open source transition of Pebble OS a reality. And this also means that anyone who wants to create their own Pebble-like watch running the open source OS is free to do so. So that's kind of neat. Or any type of hardware, really, that's running the OS. This punctuates another key component of the news that Migalkowski pointed out, that the new OS is, quote, hackable, meaning custom watch faces can be expected. Migalkowski says that an open source Pebble-compatible app called Cobble is already running on Android, coming soon to iOS. Existing Pebble apps and watch faces will also be compatible with the new offering. There is no timeline, though, set for the new hardware currently. Tom,
So many
what do you think? Did you ever have the Pebble watch way back in the day? I never had one.
No, I never had one. My friend Brian Brushwood is still an enthusiast. He held on to his Pebble until the very end. So there's so many interesting things about this. It is interesting to see Migalkowski go off beeper to this because it's kind of a fight with Apple in both cases, right? Beeper clearly was a fight with Apple in trying to include iMessage compatibility. I wonder if he learned a lot there to help with compatibility here. However, he told Ars Technica that compatibility would be even worse now because Apple has clamped down even more on that sort of thing. But he clearly is up for the fight on that end. And more importantly than that, I think, is just the leaning into a niche market where you can tell that he's not worried about this becoming the biggest smartwatch in the world. He wants to serve the people like Brian Brushwood who are really excited about Pebble and would love to have it back.
Yeah, I mean, the Pebble, what is the right word? The Pebble excitement never really died down from the people who were real true fans. I mean, over the years, even ever since, it went away, we would have stories come up on All About Android and later Android Faithful where, the Pebble story continued. And really, when you think about where wearables and smartwatches and all that stuff is right now, you really do have to credit Pebble for so much, and which is kind of a testament to how unique they were back in 2012. And this was prior to the Apple Watch. It was doing a lot of things that people wanted out of a wrist computer before there was a true market for it. And that's what was really kind of remarkable about, this up and coming hardware platform that didn't it start on Kickstarter? I mean, it was just one of those examples of like, holy cow, you captured lightning in a bottle at a moment in time where, this whole platform, this whole landscape of wearables was really just forming. So we have a lot to thank Pebble for when it comes to the wearables on a wrist.
Yeah, the OLED wearables we have now are always on. They have longer battery life. Like some of the things that Pebble was so far in front of because of the e-ink screen aren't necessarily as big of a problem, but still, you can't get days of life out of a current smartwatch. You're always on is got some compromises here and there, especially when your battery starts to run low. It's going to be like, yeah, we can't be always on anymore. I think he's right that, yes, you're never, again, I'll repeat it. You're never going to overtake the Apple Watch or Wear OS or anything like that. But you are going to find a group of people who really want this. And I like that that's what matters here. That not every enterprise has to become the winner in its space. You can build really good businesses serving people who want a particular thing. And that's Pebble to a T. So I don't know, 15 years later, 13. I'm bad at math. 13 years later, still, that's a long time. That's still. I hope it takes off. I actually texted Brian once as soon as I saw this story. I'm like, you're gonna get this, right? So I'll let you know if he does.
Of course he is. If he was a huge fan, I could actually already hear Brian's like voice going, "Are you kidding? Of course I am." Or something.
I ordered 3 yesterday, and they're not even being built yet. Yeah,
I'm gonna build my own. Something along those lines.
So we want to hear from the Pebble fans, especially if you're like, I might not do it this time, or if you're somebody who never was into Pebble, but you're like, you know what? Now in 2025, I want this exactly thing. Feedback at dailytechnewsshow.com. Let us know what you think.
Yeah.
DTNS is made possible by you, the listener. Big thanks to Tim Deputy, Brandon Brooks, Hector Bones, and Jason. We have new patrons, brand new patrons, Pavel and Justin.
All right. Oh, welcome. There is more we need to know today, so why don't we get right to the briefs, Tom?
DeepSeek. Have you ever heard of it? Have you ever heard of anything but it for the past 2 days? But there's something new with DeepSeek already. A new model family was released on Hugging Face. It's called Janus Pro. It's a set of multimodal models for imaging. Ranging in size from 1 to 7 billion parameters. The largest model is called Janus Pro 7BM, which apparently can beat Stable Diffusion and DALL-E 3 in GenEval and DPG benchmarks. According to DeepSeek, anyway, I haven't seen any independent verification of that yet, but I'm sure that's coming soon. The models can analyze and create new images, though analysis is limited to resolutions of 384 by 384, at least at the current moment.
That's tiny.
That's
tiny. Yeah, OpenAI announced ChatGPT Gov, a self-hosted version of its platform designed for government agencies to confidently handle, quote, non-public sensitive information. The tool will be available through an agency's own Microsoft Azure Commercial Cloud or Azure Government Community Cloud. That makes it more, even more allied off than ChatGPT Enterprise anyways. The self-hosted solution is compliant with security frameworks, including IL5, CJIS, ITAR, and FedRAMP High, but only for public information at this point anyways. Testing of the product is expected within the month with wider availability in the near future.
Yeah, this is why you cozy up to a new president so that you can sell them a new product. Yeah. But Enterprise, ChatGPT Enterprise is very secure. It gives a lot of control to the enterprise. This gives all the control to the enterprise. This has got to be solid. And if you're concerned about this sort of thing, right now, only public information supposed to go in here. Now, granted, your weakest point is always humans, but yeah, this is a very big win for OpenAI, and it could be beneficial in a lot of agencies in speeding up things and making things more productive. Although it'll be difficult to speed up everything when you're like, oh, wait, I can't put that in there. Or I think more often,
Right.
I don't know if I should put this in here, so I'm not gonna because I don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah, you got to have certainty around that. And OpenAI is in deep trouble because of DeepSeek. So they've got to carve out new pathways.
They're almost dead, as we'll hear later. No. Blue Sky added a videos tab to your user profile. So now you can see all the videos that are posted by your account, including not only the original stuff that you posted, but anything you pulled in from other networks. Earlier this month, Blue Sky introduced trending videos to kind of capitalize on all the vertical video influx driven by fears over the shutdown of TikTok in the U.S. The Blue Sky 1.97 update also adds the ability to block or delete a conversation thread after reporting a direct message.
Yeah, I saw that on my profile. The video part, not the deleted.
I haven't posted a video on Blue Sky yet, as I found out when I looked at the tab on my profile. Like, oh yeah, maybe I should try that. Yeah.
Spotify announced that it paid out a record $10 billion to the music industry last year, a milestone that surpassed the year prior's number by nearly $1 billion. So that number keeps going up. Spotify also shared that it has paid out $60 billion since its founding in 2006. The company says more than 10,000 artists currently earn more than $100,000 yearly from Spotify alone. I don't know if those numbers are supposed to make me feel better or not, but
I think what Spotify is trying to combat is the perception that nobody makes money off of music on Spotify, which isn't true. In fact, the Variety article points out very directly, when you hear about artists not making money, it's probably not because Spotify isn't making money. It's because the record company or the label isn't passing along as much of it. But also, sometimes artists, they just don't stream enough to really turn it into $100,000. It does take a lot of streams to do that. You know this, right?
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Yeah. Never come close to that. That's for sure.
Let's fix that right now. Everyone go stream Yellow Gold on Spotify. Stream.
Yes, it worked.
The International Rain Enhancement Forum is taking place in Abu Dhabi, where experts are discussing ways to improve cloud seeding technology. The United Arab Emirates has already started using nanotechnology and electrical impulses to improve cloud seeding. It uses something called hygroscopic nanomaterials that are 10% titanium dioxide. Those can be dropped once into the atmosphere versus the previous method, which required burning flares to optimize the droplet size. So it's a lot more efficient, a lot faster, and could increase rainfall in the area by 10 to 25%. The UAE is situated in a region that includes 11 of the 17 most water-stressed countries in the world. So there's downsides to this, but it's also needed. The forum is soliciting new ideas in 6 categories. They want to hear about optimized seeding materials beyond the ones they're already using, new systems for cloud formation and rain enhancement, beyond just seeding. What else can we do? Unmanned autonomous systems, local climate interventions, and advanced models, software, and data analysis, which I think is mostly AI stuff.
This just blows me away. It blows like this is the stuff of science fiction where we're like, wait a minute, you can create rain? You can just go up there and put something into the cloud and make it rain?
Yeah. A little bit.
Cool.
A little bit. It's not, it's not crazy good, but 10 to 25% in a place that's getting virtually nothing, they can make a difference.
Absolutely. Google announced its plans to change the Gulf of Mexico to Gulf of America and Denali to Mount McKinley in Google Maps after an executive order issued by the U.S. president to change the name on federal maps and within federal communications. Google wrote on X, quote, "We have a long-standing practice of applying name changes when they have been updated in official government sources," end quote. Gulf of Mexico will continue to show for users in Mexico and in other countries because Google says, quote, "When official names vary between countries, Maps users see their official local name. Everyone in the rest of the world sees both names."
Yeah, this is something they've had a lot of practice with, especially in areas like Eastern Europe and around Russia, where there's conflicts over what to name things and who is actually in control of things. So this is just another example of that being applied, I guess. The UK Competition and Markets Authority has issued a provisional finding that Amazon and Microsoft's cloud services in the UK have inadequate competition for consumer choice. I think each of them hold like 40% of the UK's cloud service market. The investigation began in October 2023. It highlights the difficulty customers face in switching between providers, as well as the limited choice. The CMA will take comments and publish a final version of the report August 4th. So this is saying, we think we found you in violation. You've got until August 4th to explain why we're wrong. And rarely does it happen, but it has happened where they don't put out the final version with the same conclusion.
Interesting. We'll have to wait and see. And finally, I love a good rumor on a Tuesday morning. Rumors are swirling that Apple is on the cusp of releasing a long-awaited iPhone SE update. Majin Buu posted images on X that are supposedly the iPhone SE 4. They show a single rear-facing camera, a USB-C charging port, and a small front-facing camera. The video also seems to confirm the removal of the home button, so that would imply, probably Face ID for security, and a new edge-to-edge display.
How will we ever know? I don't know. What are we thinking? March announcement?
Yeah, I'm not as clear or as knowledgeable on Apple's kind of release cadence.
The cadence has been March. They could switch it up and go February though. It's a dynamic world. Those are the essentials for today, folks. We're going to dive a little deeper into an ongoing story, and there's only one to follow up on.
I bet you can't guess what it is.
Yeah.
It starts with D, ends with K, and has EPSI in the middle. With the popularity of the super efficient DeepSeek skyrocketing over the weekend, I think if you go to TechMeme, it's not even 100% DeepSeek. It's like 220% DeepSeek. A lot of folks
bigger today.
Yes, exactly. A lot of folks thought this might spell doom for the need for NVIDIA chips. We actually found someone who can explain why that might not be so. Here's you, Tom, talking with Andrew Main.
What would you like to hear us talk about on the show? One way to let us know is our subreddit. Good folks in there submitting great stories, and you can vote on them and submit some of your own. Reddit.com/r/Daily Tech News Show.
We end every episode of DTNS with some shared wisdom, and today Andrew, not Andrew Main, is helping us understand why we want robots that look like humans.
Yeah, he writes, humanoid robots may seem creepy, but as America's Test Kitchen's CES video demonstrates, it's faster to program them with videos of other humans doing those jobs. They visited with a barista arm that was trained in a real barista, and it did a bang-up job at latte art, as well as the battery oven that you could talk about on the show, which we won't be talking about the battery oven. But yeah, good stuff from Frozen Cusser, a.k.a. Andrew. Thank you for pointing that out. You can train the algorithm, if it's humanoid, to do human things based on human motions. I guess that makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense. Thank you, Cusser of the Frozen variety. Thanks to Andrew Main and, yes, of course, Frozen Cusser for contributing to today's show. Thank you for being along for Daily Tech News Show. The show is made possible by our patrons at patreon.com/DTNS. DTNS has a live version called DTNS Live on YouTube and Twitch. You can find details on that and more on dailytechnewsshow.com. We will talk to you tomorrow.
The DTNS family of podcasts, helping each other understand.
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.
And that's how we do it.
That's it.
Yep.
Yay.
So the next steps
Any
would
pickups?
be that. No, I didn't see any pickups at all. I thought it was really good. And I believe we're under time because I think we came in at 19.
Just
plus
about,
the 9 would give us about 28 and a half, 29. So right on time.
Sweet.
Oh. Excellent. Love
for
it.
the people watching, the next steps would be Jason is going to go through and give us a head and deck. The head is the title of the show. The deck is the basic summary. And then he's going to run the script we used through some chat GPT action to make sure it's formatted all correctly. And then I'm going to take that after I edit the audio to make sure it's all clean and smooth and everything. I'll take that information that he's pasted in there, and I'll put that up for the Substack for the Acast, or not the Acast, the Patreon feed. And then we'll use a grouping of links from the show in the DTNS page, the blog post, which will be linked from the Acast for the public feed. So that is the process.
As simple as that.
That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
That's all you have to do.
All you need to do is...
It's basically what it comes down to is we compress about 4 hours of, well, probably 6 man hours of work into a 30-minute episode for you to listen to.
Yeah.
So when you wonder why we're constantly asking for patrons, things like that, because it's only 30 minutes of your time, but it's many hours of ours.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Not to mention reading about DeepSeek all morning. That adds another 6 hours to it.
I've got to do more studying on DeepSeek for
We
tomorrow's
wade
AI
through
Inside.
it, so you don't have to.
Yeah.
The
So let me just tell you real
Yeah,
quick, because this
right.
would be the right time to do that. Last night, the dream that I had was me having a conversation with my wife, telling her about DeepSeek.
Really? That
And,
was your dream?
That was, yeah, I can't say I've had many dreams along that line, but I woke up and I was like,
Yeah.
I must understand DeepSeek, because I just explained it in detail
yeah.
to my wife in my dream.
That must have been your brain like internalizing that explanation. Like we need to make sure
Totally.
we hold on
Well,
to this.
it's that thing of, if you can't explain it simply, then you don't understand it well enough.
Yeah.
So that might have been Jason's brain, proving, hey, I can
Figuring it out,
explain
yeah.
this simply.
I must
Seriously?
understand
Why-
it. Yeah.
Why couldn't you just make me like fly to Circle K or something and get a drink? Like, why can't that be my dream?
What's your dream, Jason? Well, apparently it's explaining DeepSeek to people.
I'm doing a podcast in my dreams.
Literally.
A live
remember any of my
podcast,
dreams
only one
last night.
person.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna go do all those things that we just told you that we're gonna do. But thought we'd give you a little peek behind the scenes today. So thanks for watching.
62
everybody.
of you.
Yeah.
Good number.
I'll play us out. Here we go. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thanks for hanging out.